Over in the pages of DC Comics, the publisher is looking to wind down their Night Terror storyline. At the beginning of that tale, we saw a new DC villain, Insomnia, rise up and trap the waking world into a deep slumber. Insomnia's ultimate goal was to find the Nightmare Stone in the various dreams of the heroes and villains making up the DC universe. In the last issue of Night Terrors, we saw the waking world rise up from some of their dreams, but now the nightmares of DC Comics have been unleashed over on the waking world, and it's up to our heroes to put a stop to this and Insomnia's schemes over in the pages of Night Terrors Night's End. My name is Arako Braddock, and let's go ahead and dive into the end of Night Terrors. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on our video. Night Terrors finale special oversized issue. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, along with the DCU's other heroes, have escaped the Nightmare Realm only to find the Nightmare League has followed them home. The entire world has become engulfed in horror, and the last person standing to take down Insomnia is Deadman. But does he want to? And don't miss the exciting ending that continues the dawn of DC mystery and introduces Dr. Hate. Wait, who is Dr. Hate? Night Terrors thrills and chills are brought to the DC Universe by architect and superstar writer Joshua Williamson with horrific art by comics legend Howard Porter. Night Terrors Night's End is written over from Joshua Williamson, featuring art from Howard Porter, Stefano, Nesi, Giuseppe Camuncoli, and Trevor Hairsine. We have colors in the issue from Rain Beredo, letters from Troy Peteri, and we have a cover for the series coming in directly over from Howard Porter. Really like the way that Howard Porter is able to capture the battle that Insomnia and Deadman face in the issue, as we have our trio of heroes fighting off the Nightmare League over in the kind of foreground of this cover here. And I want to extend a quick thank you over to Adventures in Poor Taste for posting this preview so quickly. And let's go ahead and start by speaking a little bit about the art over in this series, coming in directly from Howard Porter, among the other creators on the list as well here. I was really missing Howard Porter's art over in Night Terrors. It was so great to have him illustrate this ending chapter, kind of bookending the final stages in Night Terrors. I thought the really curvy and expressionistic line that Porter brought to the series really captured the nightmarish elements of Night Terrors exceedingly well. I feel like the bulk of this issue is actually illustrated over from Porter. And when we're removed from this opening sequence here, just the amount of images and ideas he's able to capture here is just staggering. And again, like the way Insomnia is characterized over in Porter's art, from these tiny little panels kind of counting down his larger face, I think is another terrifying and amazing moment here. The pages after this are among the best in the issue, featuring a collage sequence between Batman, Deadman, and our Night Terrors team of Wesley Dodds, Robin, and some of these other heroes as well. Really like how this issue also references comic books like Night Terrors, Wonder Woman, as well as Superman and Batman here. I thought some of the tie-ins over for Night Terrors were actually pretty good, so really happy to see them referenced visually in terms of Night Terrors Night's End. As this issue goes on, it really becomes consumed in the battle between Insomnia and Deadman. So much of Night Terrors has really been devoted to fleshing out the characterization and personality of Deadman as a hero. And I thought Deadman was actually challenged in some really intriguing ways that were incredibly personal over in the story as well. The faces of like Deadman and Insomnia are almost kind of compared and contrasted in the issue too. So just from a visual sequence here, I think the art is really stellar over across Night Terrors. Artist Trevor Hairsine managed to capture Deadman in a much different way than Porter was over in the series. I think Trevor Hairsine just does a great job making some of these nimble limbs over from Deadman look really, really horrific in the issue. And the agape jaw that Deadman has in one of these pages is also really thrilling in the tale as well. I also really appreciate the expressionistic way that Porter lends the face over for Damian. It never quite feels like we're seeing a true characterization of what Damian's face would actually look like, but instead we're looking at a more exaggerated expression from that character. And when Porter lends some of these exaggerated elements to off the beaten path DC heroes like Robot Man, I think this issue also really came alive in some of these contexts. Another character who has a great couple sequences in this last issue over in Night Terrace is none other than Wesley Dodds, the Sandman. There were so many emotional final sequences with him, and I think the way he interacts with this story is really creative here. Really appreciate the fact that Williamson is able to lend so much characterization to a legacy DC hero. Some of the final moments that Williamson is able to depict over with Deadman, captured by Trevor Hairsine, are also really, really wonderful and make his characterization so emotional throughout some of these pages within Night Terrors. Finally, I was really struck by how this issue was able to bring in some of those disparate Dawn of DC elements to make sure that Night Terrors feels firmly entrenched within the DC universe. Love the fact that Beast World is referenced here, and we have a few plot threads that'll guide us a little bit closer to the next stages of Dawn of DC here. So at the end of the day, I thought Night Terrors Night's End was a thrilling way to send off this series. Really thought this series had a great characterization over for Deadman specifically. And I thought the way that Williamson was able to utilize the character of Wesley Dodds, the Sandman, got so much emotion over from readers. The more expressionistic and off-the-beaten-path artwork from Howard Porter is so vivid and wonderful. I think some of the hues and imagery in this issue is going to stick with me long after I close up this title. I want to know from you. Are you still enjoying Night Terrors? What were some of your thoughts on the writing and art throughout this series and this issue specifically? Let me know again here over in the comments. Thank you so much for coming to check out our final video ending this Night Terrors storyline, and we'll be back really soon to cover the next steps over in this Amanda Waller story and to cover upcoming DC comics. While you're here, make sure to go ahead and check out our review of the Doomsday Action Comics special as well. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.